Good morning. Happy Sunday. So interesting to me. I'm always like, I need a new start to my lives. And I'm like, that's just what always shows up. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Bonnie Sachs, and I do a Facebook Live every Sunday morning to pop on and have a conversation about energy, about healing, about us being our true selves, showing up as the fullest expression of all that we're really here to be. And I can only speak from my personal experience. My personal experience is I spent a lot of years trying to fit into what other people said I should be, and trying to behave the way I was raised. And in the last few years, I've had more of an opportunity to be like, wow, that's not really who I am. I really am more than I have said I was. And I love that it's an opportunity for all of us. This is an awesome time for all of us to let go of those ideas that we have about how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to dress, how we're supposed to behave, or even how we think of other people, right? There are so many different people in the world, and somehow for me, I thought that we kind of all fit on this in these little boxes, right? And it actually is this graph, right? This line that goes from way over here to way over there and everything in between. So I absolutely love that this has shown up for me this week, an opportunity for me to take a look at where I am moving more of those little boxes. I am noticing all those boxes that are in me, and as I get rid of more of the boxes, not only do I get to show up more in how I most want to express myself, but I also get to see others. Wow, it doesn't have to be just this, right? Everybody falls somewhere on the line, and however they show up is absolutely perfect. So I love all of this. It is so fabulous, and we get to talk about the boxes that show up for us. So this morning I woke up and I was seeing all these little tiny boxes, and I was like, where are those boxes? And why are there so many of them? And they literally looked like pixels, like little tiny pixels. If I were to take this picture of me and pixelate it and then smush it down into energy and then put it in the back of my head, back in my brainstem, you have kind of an idea of what was there. And I was all kinds of like, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think I want to keep them. And I don't. I want to transform all those little boxes that are in my brain. And how they kept showing up for me was like a piece of information comes in, and I'm like, oh, where do I put this? Oh, put it in this box. And then another piece of information comes in, I'm like, oh, put it in this box over here. And each one of those boxes is holding a bunch of information, but it is like locked in to the little box, right? So here's my idea of what gender looks like. I love this particular topic. It's a topic that my daughter talks a lot about, and there's a spectrum that everybody falls on. But I grew up in a time period where it's like, you're a boy, you're a girl, I don't know anything else, right? And so I have these little boxes that I want to transform that say boy, girl, check one. Well, that's not very very close to the truth because everybody falls somewhere along the line. You know, I've always been one of those girls that like to, you know, get dressed up and wear dresses, but I have friends that love to get dressed up and look sharp in a pair of pants and a long sleeve shirt, and you know, we don't have to dress the same. And then I actually have some friends, there's guys that like to wear dresses, there are guys that like to wear pants, there are all different kinds of gender, all kinds of different people, and that's just one example of how we all show up. So we all show up on a spectrum, but we have these little boxes that say it's this or it's this. So this morning we're going to move some of those boxes. Now sometimes those boxes are called pictures, sometimes those boxes are called just boxes, sometimes those boxes are called frames. You can certainly see how a frame would exist, right? A frame that says, this is how life works. This is the boundaries. We stay inside of these. We take this information and we put it inside there, and that's exactly how life is. But is it really? I'm not thinking that so much. People don't live in little boxes, right? We actually don't. So we have an opportunity to move more boxes for everybody. Move more pictures, move more frames. And here's the thing, if this is the first time that you've ever watched me and you're kind of like, what is she talking about? Energy is real. Energy is absolutely real. And all of us have thoughts. And those thoughts are things, they're energy, right? And they exist in us. But some of those thoughts keep us thinking really small, right? They keep us thinking that life, it looks like this. We can transform that. How do we do that? We transform that by adding more light to it, right? We add more light to it. We bring it out for everybody to take a look at. Isn't that kind of what's happening on the planet right now? Some of us are doing a little, oh my gosh, yes, it is what's happening on the planet right now. Lots of things are being dragged out of the dark storage areas that we've been keeping them in, and we have a chance to look at them, right? We have a chance to look at that and say, is that what we want to keep, or do we want to create something new? I love the idea of creating new, because then we have an opportunity to create it at a higher frequency. We have a chance to create it with more love. We have a chance to put more joy into something. Have you ever thought about when you go to host a party? Let's use that as an example. You're going to have a party and you're like, I really want people to have a good time. I want to create the party, and then I want to think about it, just putting more love into it. Like, the party is an entity, right? The party is an event that is happening. It's a container. And so in that container, we sit and we spend a few minutes, almost as much time as it takes for us to get out the silverware and invite people. We spend a few minutes going, love, 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 love. Oh, let's put some joy in it. Let's put some celebration in it. I do that before I sit down to my live. I ask to have lots more love and joy and creativity and knowingness put into the container that is this Facebook Live. So I put more of that in, and then everybody who comes on has access to all of that. So you get an opportunity to put your hands out and say, I'd like more love, please. I'd like more joy, please. You know what? I've been busy trying to create something new, and wow, I'd really love some more creativity. It's green. It's a beautiful green. And you can ask for more creativity. You get to ask. You get to say, can I please have some more creativity? And do you know what happens? It lands right there in your hands. Or if you don't have your hands out, it lands in your throat, or it goes into your brain. Sometimes it goes into your eyes. Isn't that cool? Isn't it really awesome to have that awareness that all you have to ever do is ask for whatever it is you need? There are times, like this morning, when I was seeing those little boxes that I'm like, okay, can I move more of those little boxes? Do I know who I'm talking to? Absolutely, I know I'm talking to my higher self. I'm talking to my soul going, can we move more of those little boxes? And then I trust that the answer is yes. Because if I wasn't being shown it, I wouldn't be able to move it. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dee and Elaine and David and Lori. It is great to see all of you. It is so very cool for us to learn that we have all this information right here, right here. And when we move more of those little boxes that tell us that energy isn't real, that it might be the case for her, but it's not the case for me. When we move more of that, we get to know that it's all right here. Very interesting to watch that bug. Do you see that bug there? I'm going to transform that. Got lots of beings. I'm going to move those things too. How cool is that? So, here's your opportunity. There are lots of high frequencies sitting in this container. There is not only joy and love and freedom and creativity and sanctity, sanctity, sanctity. Wow, what a great frequency. There is truth here. There is some union frequency. Union frequency is a beautiful gold, and that union is to help us know more of ourselves in union with everyone else. Everyone who is on this live, but everyone who lives in your neighborhood, everyone who lives in your city, everyone that lives on the planet. All beings everywhere. How about that? Yes. So you get to put your hands out. And if this feels a little weird, perfect. You don't have to put your hands out. You can just think it in your head. Wow, what if it were true? I'd like more wonder, please. I'd really like some more clarity. Wow, I've been so stuck. Can I have more of whatever it is that I need to get unstuck? I don't have to know what it is. I only have to know that I want something. And then it shows up. There it is. Did you know you could do pentacles just by snapping? What does that do? Well, every time you snap, you're creating more pentacles and you're amping up the high frequencies. How cool is that? It's available for each and every one of us. And anything that tells you different, you just say, can I move more of that, please? That's so not serving me. That's so not helpful. It's taken me a long time to get that, but that's okay, because we all get there. More union, more union, more union. There are gold stars coming in for everybody. There are crystalline books available right here for everybody. All right, Bonnie, what the heck is a crystalline book? A crystalline book. It's a book, but not really a book. We kind of perceive it as a book because that's how our brains work. We understand a book, but it's information, right? It's energetic information, high frequencies of all kinds. Information that comes looking like a book so that we know, oh, look, I've got a book. My book says wonder, wonder, wonder on it. You might have an awareness of what your book says. You might not. Do you have to know? You could trust. Everybody has a book that they can put anywhere they want. I want to put my book in my throat. And oh, look at that. I have this awareness that I really want to put a book in the back of Patsy's brainstem. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that? Patsy's higher self says yes. So I'm just putting it out into the quantum field. And Patsy is picking it up and putting it on her brainstem. Does her hand have to move? Nope. Does she have to have any awareness? The girl in the body have to have any awareness of that? Nope. No, that's what's really cool. I just get so excited about this. I do a whole little skippy dance that I don't have to know. My personality doesn't have to know. Yesterday I spent 5 hours hanging out with my friends in the pool and chatting and eating and swimming and playing, and my higher self was busy doing all sorts of things for me, gathering gifts, healing things in me, helping me move more of those little boxes that say, I'm not powerful enough to do this. Everybody else knows how to do this, but I don't have a freaking clue. All day long, I was getting healings. All day long, you are getting healings. Your higher self is on it, going, yes, please, I'd like more love. Put that in my throat. Yes, please, I'd like more joy. Let me put that in my eyes. Yes, please, I'd like to move this thing that is in my stomach. It sort of feels like little pellets that is so not making me feel good. How cool is that? It's that easy. It's always been that easy. This is not tied to who you are. It is not tied to what you do for a living. It is not tied to the time period that we're living in. It certainly helps that we're living in a time period where everybody is starting to get moving, right? There's that train. Everybody's jumping on and starting to go, yes. But you've always been able to pull information from the quantum field. From the moment you came onto the planet, you've been able to do that. Some of us have forgotten. Some of us needed a little boost, needed a little help, needed a little reminder. It's all right here. Hey, anybody who would love a little bit more magic, a little more inspiration, a little bit more illumination, it is sitting right in front of you. Feel free to tell me what it looks like to you. I see a whole bunch of mandalas floating around. You just grab one up. Here, What would you like? I'd like more clarity, please. I'd like more magic, please. I'd like more knowing of myself as the beautiful, magical being of light that I've always been. Yes. Put more of that in my throat. I forget. I forget how magical I am. And therefore, sometimes I forget how magical you are. Right? Do you ever have that feeling? More of those boxes. And so what we've been doing is adding more light, adding more high frequencies to the body so that the body goes, oh, I can let that go. I'm kind of all filled up with light. I don't need those little boxes anymore. Does it all happen like that? No, it's a process. A little bit, 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 a little bit. Yeah, it's a process. And that process is what has you, after 5 years, looking back at a different point going, oh my God, look how much I've changed. Look how much more joy I get out of doing things. Look how I have changed my job or changed my location or just changed the way I think about some things. I used to be really miserable and grumpy and not very nice, but wow, I have a lot more awareness of the love that's inside of me. How about that? Can you hear my chimes? I load my chimes up all the time with more high frequencies. Because I can. Just like you. You can do that. So, everybody, we're moving some boxes for you. We're moving some of the frames and the pictures you have that you're all on your own. That you can only do it yourself. I can only do it. Nobody else can do it. That idea that you're on an island. It's an idea, right? That sits in your mind, in your brain, in your thoughts, right? Sometimes you have this sentence that goes through your brain that's like, oh, I gotta do everything myself. Is there anybody like that on here, or is it just me? If I don't do it, it won't get done. We're going to move more of that. It gets done exactly in the time frame it's supposed to be done in, and it works perfectly. And you're not on your own. You're not out there by yourself. Do you know there's this grid system? And that we're all plugged into the same grid system, right? And when one of us heals something, it heals for everybody. Do you know that? So as I sit here and move more fear in my throat, you're getting more fear moved out of your throat too. How about that? Isn't that a really cool idea? And it's not just an idea, it's truth. So we're moving more fear out of our throats. Wow. There are a whole bunch of you saying thank you, thank you, thank you. That fear wasn't serving us. Yeah, nothing like that. I keep seeing all of these connections between us. They're like little gold threads. Little gold threads is a great thing. Threads make them sound like they're tenuous, but they're not. They're strong, strong, strong. We're all so connected. These gold threads. There's a lot of union, there's a lot of truth, there's a lot of high frequencies in them. And we're all connected to it. And I'm seeing that picture like if we were all hiking up a mountain. I don't know when you do this. Somebody who hikes could probably tell me. But everybody is tied together. It's the same connection. And as we walk up the mountain, as we go up in frequency, everybody is coming along. Not the people who are just watching me, not the people who just have a Facebook account, not the people who just have electricity. Every single being on the planet is connected in and is going up in frequency, has access to this information. It's available for all of us, and we're all connected. And the more we know that, the more things change. The higher frequencies come into all of our bodies, our brains, right? Transforming it all. That's how we get there. That's how we get to where everybody knows. How cool is that? That everybody understands that love is the only truth, that love is the answer to it all. And we don't have to defend a position, and we don't have to struggle. We have lots of frequencies coming in. I'm seeing lots of streamers coming in, and the streamers are coming in and they're filled with worth. We call it resurrection frequency. So you can claim your worth. So you know you are worthy. So you know who you are. So freaking cool. You know, I truly would sit and do a live if no one ever watched me. If no one ever tuned in. I would sit here because I know I'm busy working on the field, working on everyone. And it's such a lovely thing. And it's not just me, it's each and every one of you that is showing up. Each and every one of you that is showing up. And so in front of you, you have an orb. It's like 12D. And it is so filled with high frequency information. And it is what you have been creating, you have been asking for, you have wanted more of, is right inside of this orb. And there are a bunch of you that are seeing it kind of like the Death Star. We're going to move that valence so you know that's not what it is. It's not a bad thing. It's high frequencies. Love and light and joy and clarity and wonder and inspiration and illumination and radiance and bliss. How about that? It's right there in front of you. And some of you are going, score? Let's just elongate that, and I'm going to step right into it. And some of you are like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for that information. Let me put it in my brain. Some of you are going, oh, it's exactly what I wanted from my heart. It's exactly what I wanted from my stomach. How did you know? It's exactly what I wanted. It's not me, it's you. You're the magic. It's all you. You asked for this. You said, yes, please give me this. So whether your personality goes, oh yes, I'll take it, or whether your personality is like, what a bunch of nonsense, move off this, you are getting it. You are being gifted, gifted, gifted. Because that's who you are. You're an amazing gift. An amazing gift to the planet. It's no coincidence that you're here at this time. Not here on Facebook on Sunday morning, but here on the planet at this time. Because you're here to gather all the gifts, to give back to everything, give back to everyone, to be exactly who you've always been. So very cool. Gifting, gifting, gifting everybody. And so we've moved some more boxes. We've moved some more ideas that we're not enough. That everybody else gets it but us. You absolutely gift it. Right here. Gift, 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 gift. Whew. Send huge blessings to each and every one of you, to each and every one of your creations, to everyone you know, that you are already a blessing to. Blessing, 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 blessing. I hope you have a fabulous Sunday and you have more opportunities to know just how magical and amazing you really are. Have always been and will always be. Have a great day.